Heyo everyone, Misha B. Barkin here. It's easy to find furry artists, animators, and suit makers, as well as various other art forms, but one of the more obscure arts in the community is music. Sure, we all know of Foxes and Peppers and Scratch 22, but can you name any more than that? Music has always been a more distant art type in the community, which, when you think about it, is quite odd, considering how much we all listen to and consume music. I guess it's just easier to spread and consume visual media than it is to share auditory media, but there are people and websites who are hoping to help with this problem. As a musician myself, I was more than excited when Finn the Raccoon reached out and asked me to talk about Fuzznet, a furry site for music. This video is going to be split up into two sections, describing Fuzznet and talking about its goals, methods, and my opinions on it, then hearing from the creator Finn themselves. So what is Fuzznet? Fuzznet is a site started and ran by Finn the Raccoon. Their usual handle on a lot of sites is Traaaashpanda. That's with 4 A's. They're an artist, as well as an avid music enjoyer. They like to sing and can carry a tune on a guitar, but they aren't a quote-unquote professional musician to the extent that others may be, but their expertise lies in helping others create and promote their craft. Fuzznet started in 2020 and features furries of any genre, and will continue to grow in styles, groups, and more. There's over 50 artists and 380 songs. So far. The site also has an upcoming songs tab as well as artist bios so you can find and learn about your favorite artists and maybe even discover some new ones. It's a really awesome idea to group together furry musicians and have furries be able to upload their music, share it, and listen to everyone else's. I became aware of Fuzznet through the Barely Furcasting podcast as Finn talked about it on there, then later messaged me and asked me if I'd be willing to discuss Fuzznet on here. Also important to note, you don't have to be a musician to log in and enjoy. You listen to your music on Spotify even if you may not be able to carry a tune, or you may enjoy digital furry media while needing a prayer to draw a half-decent circle, and Fuzznet's no different, so enjoy. So what is their goal? This is taken straight from the site. Music is one of, if not the most underrated and ignored creative section of the furry community. This is explainable by the fact that from all categories of creativity, music is far away from what you would think of first when thinking about furries. For the most part, if it wasn't for furry album covers, oddly persona-like names, or occasional lyrics, there isn't really anything to connect the dots. Due to this, furry musicians have it especially hard. The normie side of the music industry is already saturated enough, and the furry side doesn't pay enough attention to things that aren't cool cartoon animals. Fuzznet Music hopes to combat this through clever marketing. All into one distribution, this means all artists and songs will be distributed as one centralized profile alongside their respective profile, and using our already established platform for promotion. With a few exceptions, we are looking for artists that are above beginner levels and didn't get the chance or didn't have the possibility to distribute by themselves. We are here to help. All of our services are completely free to members. We release music under CC BY 4.0 for use and support by other creators onto a unified profile, in addition to your own on all major platforms. So far, we've got about 40 plus members on board and over 300 songs released under our roof. After around half a year of operation, we reached 550 to 1,000 listeners and 13,000 streams per month on Spotify alone, with steady growth that benefits the whole team. We publish everything you want to publish, single or album. We're taking care of pretty much all logistics associated with creating your music. It's to some extent a charitable service in the sense that there's no cost to you, but what you receive is professional help in promotion, assistance in designs, music distribution, features on our channels and pages, smart link pages, and a collaborative space on Discord with our other members for project updates, communication, and to use as a resource hub. There's a few extras here and there as well, like a cloud mastering license and splice access, though other extras depend on available resources at the time. The royalty cut we ask for is less or on par with the rest of the distributor industry, apart from the upfront cost ones, but we, as you can see, go way beyond just the distribution. Most of the funding comes from our Patreon and donations, so please consider supporting our cause. And of course, links to their Patreon will be in the description. Their goal is definitely oriented around having a secure and focused space for furry musicians to be able to promote and share better quality to professional music, and to have it be able to be shared to all furries in an easy to find method. Also, the artist gets to keep the rights to each song and album. Fuzznet also has various benefits and perks to offer their musicians, as I discussed with Finn in the interview portion. So how can you find Fuzznet? I'll link to their website, as well as their Twitter in the description below, but simply typing Fuzznet World brings up the website as well. You can also find Fuzznet World through any of the major streaming platforms, such as Spotify or Apple Music. The primary artist listed is Fuzznet World, but if you're interested in a specific artist, they are listed on each of their individual albums or tracks as well. So how does someone join Fuzznet? Well, as a listener, you could just hop on in. It's free to stream your favorite furry musicians. No logins or anything needed. But how do you get in as a musician? You can send a demo to Finn, either on Twitter or Telegram. Since there's so many benefits and resources offered through Fuzznet, unfortunately the ability to allow everyone into Fuzznet's program isn't possible. So we're to the end of part 1. That's right, I'm lucky enough to be able to have the second part of this video be an actual interview with the wonderful Finn Raccoon themselves. I'm beyond humbled to be given this opportunity to talk to someone so amazing and so wanting to spread the wonderful art that is furry music to the world. We hopped on Discord and did an interview much like a podcast. The rest of this video will be in that style, more of a podcast-esque, with little to no cuts or editing. Also, a side note, trying to find a time to do this was a bit tricky. They're located in Germany, so their time zone was way different from mine. The interview took place at 12 p.m. my time, which was 9 p.m. their time. Anyways, without further ado, here's the wonderful Finn Raccoon. Hello everyone, so I am joined by the wonderful Finn Raccoon. Go ahead and say hi.
Hi.
Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask you a few questions about Fuzznet, so that you can self-promote a little bit. Let's start with talking about yourself first. So when did you join the furry community?
Well, I joined basically late 2016. You know, after the whole Zootopia thing came around. That kind of basically led me into it. Almost head first, basically.
Yeah, I think, I don't think I became a furry until like 2018 or 2019, but that definitely set the roots for me as well. What is your activity in the furry community?
Well, activity like in terms of existing in it, I guess basically I'm devoting 99% of my time into it. Like I'm basically I'm not doing anything else if I don't have to. I mostly just hang around on Twitter, I guess, and with friends. And
nice.
otherwise I just kind of do stuff. I like doing stuff.
What do you like? What projects do you have?
Well, I mean,
in
Fuzznet,
the furry community.
Yeah, Fuzznet itself is basically like the collection of all projects. I did a bunch of random stuff on Twitter, like a confessions account or some similar stuff with other accounts. And then I also did Twitch streams and YouTube stuff and artworks. But it kind of all went down that I'm pretty much only focusing on Fuzznet music by now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to get into like streaming on Twitch, but where I am currently, my internet is just absolute potato, so I can't stream on Twitch.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So in your own words, what is Fuzznet?
Fuzznet is basically kind of what I intended to be the name behind which I do all my stuff. But like I said, by now it's basically only Fuzznet music. And Fuzznet music itself is, to explain it simply, basically a music label, a furry music label. But for specific reasons, mostly by definition, it's actually a music collective. It's mostly semantics though.
Okay. So when did you start Fuzznet?
I think Fuzznet started, what was it? Late 2019 or no, early 2020, I think. I'm not too sure actually anymore. I lost my concept of time by now, not gonna lie.
Oh. I think we all did.
Yeah. So definitely not longer than 2 years though. And in the beginning it was just art and YouTube, I guess, or Twitch.
Yeah, when did it shift to Fuzznet music, or when did that become one of the primary focuses?
That happened in September last year. So,
okay.
What was it? It's 9 months now? Yeah, 9 months.
Oh, is it really? Oh, wow, yeah. We are halfway through 2021. Wow.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
Speaking of losing concept of time, what inspired you to start Fuzznet, and by extension, what inspired the Fuzznet music portion of it?
Well, think of furry music. What's something that comes to mind to you when you hear furry music?
I honestly, like, I can only think of 2 or 3 artists that fall under the label of furry music.
Yeah, you have like 2 or 3 artists that you know about, and then you also have the meme songs, like all the single furries, right?
Oh, no.
But see, exactly that's the problem. We don't have a furry music scene. We have a couple popular furry musicians, or maybe a few other artists that we know happen to be furries or something, but otherwise we don't really have a scene, or at least we hadn't. unless you were willing to like crawl through the absolute depths of Fur Affinity or scramble through keyword searches on Twitter or something, right? But otherwise, you didn't have any spaces. If you went on Reddit, there were two furry music subreddits. One is dead, and the other one is basically dead. I think the last post was like multiple months ago.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you just don't really have anything going on there. And Fuzznet Music, the idea behind it at the core was to kind of bring some attention to that music scene, because there's a great amount of musicians, furry musicians, and a lot of people just kind of don't really think about it or don't know where to find it. And there's no easy way to do it either. There's no Reddit, there's no specific websites, and if you want to find them, you really have to look for specific artists, and then you can't be really sure if they're good or anything, or you don't have an easy way to just scroll through a bunch of them to find one that you like. And that's kind of what we're doing with Fuzznet Music, just putting everything into one massive group.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's perfect. With the other avenues of art in the community, you know, visual art and suit making and other arts and crafts are much more well known in the community, but there's also a music scene, and a lot of furries are actually musicians, and it's great that, you know, they're finally getting an avenue to help self-promote themselves.
Yeah, and it's not just about self-promotion. We're also like actually a professional collective in that sense. We're distributing, we're promoting, we're offering variable services and a bunch of resources and help to get the music done or to help out making it. So you have just a lot of options. So for the most, especially like smaller musicians, they either couldn't afford releasing the music on Spotify and other streaming platforms, maybe YouTube, usually SoundCloud, or most of them only were releasing on Fur Affinity, and we all know how much sense that makes if you want to get your name out, right?
Yeah.
So you don't really have much happening there. And we're actually offering the fact that we actually distribute the music for you.
Oh, okay.
So, and we do it for free as well. So no upfront costs. It's like a complete community service, community funded. And we're not just distributing your music. So there's a couple of music platforms, music distributors that would distribute it for free. But they would be taking like a 15% cut on average. And we do also ask for a 10% cut, but we do much more than just the distribution. We offer a bunch of other services that you usually have to pay for, like for smart links. We promote everything that happens under our roof on our social channels and YouTube, and we'll put it into one profile as well, and the Fuzznet profile. And with multiple artists combined, if there's like someone who's got some more streams, some more attention, naturally some of that attention will also flow to the other artists as well. So if someone is getting really popular, the other ones around them are gonna have a little bit of that cake as well, just by association.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. And then I remember reading the artists retain their rights to the music.
Yeah, there's they retain all the rights, so there's nothing like you would think, oh, with all the free stuff, where's the catch, right? And there genuinely is no catch with us. So we're not asking for any like contractual obligations. We're not asking for any licensing or any rights. So you can get out at any time you want for any reason, no questions asked. This is just a complete support project for every musician that wants to get more out there or have this kind of distribution experience for the first time, or have some help, have this collaborative space, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool actually. And then how do you join as a listener? Is there anything you have to do, or do you just log in and boom, you're able to stream the music?
Well, joining as a listener, you don't really join. We're releasing our music on pretty much every streaming platform. Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, all the kinds of ones. Anyone that are in any way relevant, right?
Yeah.
And you can find us there on the Fuzznet World, on absolutely every platform. And
Oh wow.
each artist is then also credited within the song itself on every platform. So if you want to check out more from that specific artist, you can just go in their profile. It's all just linked together. That
Perfect.
way.
And then how do you join as a musician? Like, how do you get started?
As a musician, for the most part, I've been, for the most that are in our team, I've been reaching out personally. So I'm constantly scraping through Twitter and Furry Affinity and SoundCloud to find some new artists, I suppose. We also have a Furry music subreddit that we created that is actually active. And wow. I found a handful of artists there as well from posting their links. Otherwise, though, everyone is just able to reach out to me on Twitter or Telegram and send me a demo. Just give a quick talk, and we're gonna see if we can work something out. So we do have like a little requirement, so we're not just taking everyone and everything.
Yeah.
While we don't really have a limit on the genre, I still try to look for, a base level of skill and style to have some, let's say, some guarantee for people.
That makes sense. And then what's the subreddit called?
The subreddit is just Furry musicians.
Okay, I'm just gonna join that real quick. r/Furry musicians on Reddit. Everybody, go join. Okay. And then what? I guess we already addressed this a little bit, but what is your goal with Fuzznet?
Well, yeah, the goal is, as I said, supporting artists and giving listeners just a easier and one-stop avenue to find more furry artists and support furry artists, since a lot of people really put a lot of value on helping out the community itself. So I've seen a bunch of people who are really interested in listening more to more furry music, knowing that they're supporting a creative within their own community, obviously. On the other hand, we're also releasing all the music under our roof under a Creative Commons license. So CC BY 4.0, which basically allows every creator, be it streamer or YouTuber or whatever, to use the music, stream the music, edit the music, make remixes of it, all on the fair use, only with crediting. Okay. So that means for streamers, there's a copyright-free option to use furry music for all your background noise.
Wow. Yeah, that was going to be... I forgot to list that in the questions I sent you, but I was going to ask about using the music for your own projects. But yeah, you went over that. Perfect. Thinking about browsing through there and seeing if there's any music that I would want to use for the background of this video or the interview portion.
Yeah, I mean, by now there's kind of something for everyone, from different genres to different styles and levels of quality, I suppose, different personalities. It's like over 50 artists are signed up by now, and from those 50 sign up, like 50 plus sign up, a little over 40 have released so far. And that's like 360 plus songs that were released in the past 9 months.
Wow.
So there's a lot to listen to already, and a lot more to come. Just this month alone, until the end of the month, there's almost 40 new songs coming.
Oh my gosh. Wow. There's only one direction to go with this project. Like, people are just going to keep making music. That's awesome. As a musician myself, that makes me all like excited that there's an actual avenue and a place for musicians to put their work. All right, well, any last things you'd like to mention?
I guess there's nothing specific to be said other than we've got a bunch of resources all on our website, obviously. There's creative information for using our music. Exactly on the first page for the music page, just right at the top. we've got pages on how to support us, be it where to find us, how to help out financially, and a list of each individual artist if you prefer to support the individual artists themselves. We're completely cool with that. And we're also trying our best on supporting artists outside of Fuzznet, so it's not just all about us and the artists that are with Fuzznet, but we have like a bunch of Spotify playlists that are furry artists in general, like
Oh wow.
everyone I could find, or who basically send us a message that they have music on Spotify, and we've got a huge amount of furry music playlists of different genres and different moods, all sorted in with even more, like double the amount of artists that we have on Fuzznet you can find in the Spotify playlists themselves.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, and the furry musicians subreddit is kind of the same thing, which is meant for everyone who's interested in that scene and space.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's all I got for you today. So, thank you for coming on and talking about Fuzznet, and thank you for asking me to promote it. I'm always more than happy to talk about different furry projects, especially music related ones.
Yeah, and I'm very thankful for like giving us the chance, hearing us out. I think you'd be basically the first to talk about Fuzznet. No, actually, you'd be the second. But the first one wasn't necessarily talking about Fuzznet. It was more me and then Fuzznet, so it was kind of funny.
Oh,
Didn't even see that one coming. But yeah, you're the first one who basically make a little video and report on Fuzznet itself. So
Okay.
many thanks to you for that.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want with all of that information.
Okay. Why Fuzznet sucks? No, I'm kidding. All right.
It's led by a raccoon.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. All right. Well, I guess I'll let you go. Thank you for your time.
Thank you as well. You go have a good day.
I won't do a backflip or dance when I just don't feel like it. I won't force myself to enjoy a time that I'm supposed to look back at and say, I love it, say, when I turn gray, I remember this and think I've doing it again. Yes, I lost a couple of bets, but I can make these hires work. Yes, I ever crashed on someone, but I ain't worth more than a smirk. I'm shy to shine, right? It's sorry. I wouldn't sing about